what's going on, everybody? This is LC1 Productions. We're back here with an awesome, great, another interview for you guys. I'm sitting right here with Mr. LC1 Productions, Luis Contreras. I'm Michael Rodriguez, and today we are lucky enough to have with us comedian, director, cinematographer, Concrete. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, fellas, man? Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate your time, dude. Thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah. How is So how is Concrete handling? I mean, with this awesome thing you got going on in the comedy and everything that you do on social media, your videos, your producing. How is Concrete keeping his mind these days with all this COVID madness, man?
Oh man, I think doing comedy. I think the biggest thing about comedy, and the reason I got into comedy as of, I want to say, 2018, was because of something that happened that happened to me in 2018. That kind of took me down and dragged me down, and I was in a dark place in 2018.
Okay.
And I decided to I kind of didn't have anything. And just to let you guys know what happened, I was shooting a music video for a pretty big Spanish speaking rapper named Secan.
Okay.
But by the way, shout out to Secan. I've done a bunch of amazing work with them. We have close to probably 1 billion views just on our work together. Wow. And we were shooting a music video in LA, and unfortunately, one of our trucks got taken, and that truck contained basically like everything that I had purchased and kind of got for like the last 10 years of me filming in the in the film industry, from camera gear to laptops to just lighting, everything, man. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, man, like, do I really want to keep doing this film thing? Do I really want to go back and like start purchasing everything and saving money? And I was kind of like done with it.
Yeah.
I remember I had posted a video asking for help, and it was kind of like a PSA video. And I was like, hey guys, I had tears in my eyes. I was like, look, if anybody has anything, any kind of information, and it was probably the most vulnerable I had ever been on social media.
Yeah.
Never been as vulnerable. I had never really posted me as, being funny or even talking. It was just more my work.
Yeah.
Just knew the work that I was putting out. So nobody really knew who I was in that sense, right?
Yeah.
People knew me in the industry because I had done music before. I had opened up for every artist and their mama, and I had been on radio, and I had done stuff like that. But nobody knew Concrete. Nobody knew like the film guy, right? So it wasn't until I posted that video, which is, again, it was my most vulnerable post I had ever done. I had ever showed any kind of emotion whatsoever. And so I posted that video, and then of course, I didn't really get no replies. People were just like, hey man, keep your head up, and try, just keep pushing, like this is not the end. And like everybody just gave me good vibes, and I was still kind of like, but you guys don't understand, right?
Yeah. Course, so, man. Yeah.
I remember I was in my office, just like, what am I gonna do next? And the comedy thing, I have always been funny around my family. I've always been funny around my friends and family, or at least try to be funny, right? If I make you laugh, cool. If not, then whatever, right? But I've always been a jokester around my family and my friends. And even when I was a kid, like growing up, when I was like 5, I remember like still grabbing my dad's camcorder and recording it and doing like, playing like Martin and doing like little skits. And, so anyways, I was sitting in my office that one day, and I was like, you know what, I saw a video on YouTube. I was just going through YouTube and not knowing what I was going to do next. And a video popped up, and I thought it was really hilarious. And I was like, oh, let me try to do one of these little reaction videos that people do, right? Where they're like watching a video and they're reacting to it. Yeah. And mine ended up being more facial expressions. I didn't really say anything. So I ended up smashing the videos together because I'm an editor. So I ended up smashing it, and I was like, let me just post it on Instagram and okay, whatever, right? And so I posted it, and then it was like ding 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 ding. Like
yeah.
All my friends were like, yo, that's funny. Yo, that's really funny, dude. Like, you got to do another one. And I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't really pay attention to it. I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, my friends thought I was funny. The people that follow me thought I was funny. Like, I didn't think nothing much of it. And then I was back in the office again, formulating a plot on what to do next, right? And I seen another video, and it was a video of somebody getting thrown out of a liquor store. And I was like, dude, that liquor store looks familiar. I was like, no, it's not it. But I would usually go to a liquor store, like a gas station right across the street from my studio, where I would go get my snacks, so that when I'm editing, I'm munching.
Yeah.
That is. And so I go grab the snacks, and I'm like, man, it really looks like the liquor store in that video. I was like, what about if I put myself like as if I'm part of the whole melee that's happening in the liquor store. So then I ended up shooting the video, and the guy at the liquor store was like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, look, I'm going to show you in 5 minutes. I'll be right back. So I ran across the street from the studio. I edited the video, and I came back and I showed him. He's like, when did that happen? And I was like, it never happened. He's like, I was like, it never happened. Well, it happened, but I wasn't there. And he was like, dude, it looks like you're really there. And I was like, well, that's the magic of cinematography. I can make things look like I want you to view it, right? Like, that's the beauty of film, right? You show people what you want them to see, and where you're, so you just show them the four corners, and that's what they see. So he was like, dude, that's an amazing video. So then I was like, all right. So then I posted on Instagram. I was like, boom, I posted, and I put my phone down, and I'm just going back on YouTube. Didn't think nothing of it. Again, nothing of it. And then it's like, ding, 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 ding. And then I was like, what? I was like, it's like, nah, wait, what's going on? And then it's like, just comment after comment after comment, and people resharing it and sending me, yo, that's the funniest shit I've seen. That is hilarious, bro. How'd you get into the liquor? And I was like, okay, wait, I got something here. Like, maybe there's something brewing, right? And it's like my funny bone popped back in. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I saw the reaction from people, and I saw what was attracting and was gravitating to them, and then I was like, all right, cool. So then I started doing a couple skits, and a couple skits, led into this. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom. It's like, now people are like, yo, I didn't know you were a comedian. And I was like, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I've always been funny around my family, and I've always been funny around my friends, but it was for them. I never meant for it to be a public consumption.
Be more.
I never thought that I would make more than just my family laugh. I thought it was just, petty laughs. I thought they were laughing at me as opposed to laughing with me, right?
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. I was like, it's cool, whatever, because comedy to me is vulnerability,
That's true.
Comedy is putting yourself in a vulnerable position to where people can be like, I can relate to that. And then I had seen other people like doing skits with their girlfriends and their moms and different things. And I was like, you know what, dude, like, my dad's like really funny. I was like, I get my comedy from my parents. My dad and my mother, they're really funny people, like, just genuinely funny. And I remember I forgot what skit I did with my dad. I forgot which one was. I think it might have been an air conditioning skit that I did with my dad. No. It was a ride. So I purposely called my dad, and I was like, hey, Dad, can you pick me up? I need a ride. And I knew that was going to trigger him, because he hates giving fucking rides.
Yeah.
He just hates it, right? Like, he doesn't like giving rides, let alone, like, if I have a friend tag along. He's like, dude, it's just you. Like, it's like one of those Latino things. It's like, dude, they just hate giving rides, right? So then I called my dad knowing that I was going to get a reaction from him. And I had the I literally started recording before I got into the car, and I'm just kind of holding the phone like this. And he doesn't know. He's oblivious. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I posted that one, and it's like, ding, 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 ding. Like, people were like, yo, your dad is hilarious, bro. He's just like my dad. And I was like, all right, cool. I think I got something with my dad too, And then from there, it just kind of led to me doing more stuff with my dad and putting them more in vulnerable positions that, us as Latinos, I mean, I don't know if you guys are completely Latino, but in the Latino culture, some of my comedy resonates with them, because that's how Latino parents are for the most part,
Yes.
So then I started introducing different characters, and I started using my production and directing skills as an advantage for me, and my shooting skills, because then I was able to do videos, and I was able to put myself into videos that people would be like, yo, how'd you do that? And I'm like, well, it's cinematography. This is where that comes into play, even just with the phone, I was able to match locations, match lighting, match everything that goes in. And that's how I was able to accomplish a lot of it, And obviously, I mean, you can match it, but then again, you know, you got to add the funny bone part of it, which
Mm-hmm.
is like, I feel like either you have it or you don't, right?
Yeah,
Either
yeah,
you're funny or you don't. And when you don't have it, it looks forced. And I kind of felt that I was like, okay, cool, I got something here. And because I am a director and I'm an actor, I was able to pull a lot of this stuff off seamlessly without having people be like, oh, that's fake, or he can't act, or, you know, I was able to use that to my advantage, you know?
wow,
Um, and then, yeah, man, I started investing in costumes and I got them, you know, I started doing the McDonald's character. I started doing the Walmart.
yeah, yeah. I saw the McDonald's. Yeah,
I started, you know, I recently did the, you know, Tiger King character. I recently did the Apocalypto character named Tepic, which was a big hit for me as of recent. And so, you know, I'm always developing characters, and I never want to give people the same comedy over and over and over
yeah. Of course, man. Variety.
because, you know, that's how you become pigeonholed, like to, like, you know, at least for me, that's how I feel like people are, because I've been on the fan side and now I'm on the creative side. So it's like whenever I heard a rapper come out with the same song, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll change the channel. Like
Yeah,
next guy.
yeah,
And and I don't want to be that guy. I want people to be like, yo, when I go to Concrete, he's gonna give me something new every time. And that's my main goal, is to give fresh comedy, a fresh insight, whether it's a political thing that I'm talking about, or, you know, sometimes, you know, a lot of my comedy has social issues in it.
yeah,
And for some people catch it, some people don't. And, you know, at that point, it's not up to me, you know. But at the end of the day, I still make my comedy a social issue. You know, like one of the biggest ones that I did was when my dad told me, "I love you" back. You know, in the Latino community, it's hard to hear your father say, "I love you."
yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of, you know, I mean, especially, and Latinos don't hear that, or Latino men don't hear that from their male figure, whether it's
yeah.
your father, stepfather, or somebody that's just raising you. We don't hear it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I wanted to put my dad on the spot, and even though people thought it was funny, it changed a lot of people's perspective. I had a lot of comments and DMs like, "Yo, man, I have kids, bro. You know what? I'm gonna start telling my kids I love you," and I'm like, "Yeah, do that."
Yeah,
You know? So every skit that I try to do has, if it doesn't have it there, I try to put it in as many skits as I can to give a message out, you know?
yeah.
And again, like I said, some people watch my skits and they just see it for what it is, and other people are like, "Yo, I caught what you did there, bro, and I appreciate that." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, thank you." You
I
know?
Oh
saw
man,
that one
that's
with the
amazing.
dad and all that. So
You know,
That's
so yeah,
amazing.
man. Like the one with my dad was big for me. I mean, that one went, you know, that one went viral on TikTok. It has like over 1 million views. I mean, it just, I mean, it did crazy for me, you know?
Man, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
almost like, to me, what from listening to you, it's almost like you're just going with almost like from the gut, man, and whatever you feel like needs to be delivered, that's pretty much what
Yeah,
you're gonna do.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. A lot of people call me, they're like, "Yo, you know, like, let's do a skit right now." And I'm like, well, that's not how I work.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I work based off my emotions and what I think at the moment is gonna work. You know, I don't, you know, I kind of take it as a basket. Like, I don't force up a shot. I don't swing at every pitch. I'm patient with it, and I make sure that when I do swing, it's gonna be a home run, and if not, at least a base hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I tend not to take strikes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course.
And if I gotta take a strike or a ball, I'll sit back and I'll let that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, like if I see too many guys doing it, or like if it's a trending topic and I see everybody else doing it, then I stay away from it, because I don't want to be a part of the trend. I want to create the trend.
Exactly. And to be in the position you're in, like the cinematography and other things you're involved with, you got that built-in competitive edge. So it's like you already know that you're going in for the victory. It's gonna be good, you know? So
Yeah, yeah. Like if I'm gonna do a skit, it's because I know I have a, like, if it makes me laugh genuinely, like if I'm thinking, and as crazy as this may sound, but if I'm sitting here thinking about the skit and it makes me laugh without even me saying anything, and if I'm just thinking about it, it makes me laugh, I know I got something,
yeah,
because it's coming from emotion and great feeling, you know. Um, you know, even when I do political skits, like I make sure that I run it through a certain people. I run it through my wife. I run it through my mother-in-law. If it's a religious piece, I'll run it through my, you know, through my in-laws, because they're pastors. I'm like, hey, how do you guys feel about the skit? Is it, you know, do you find it offensive? And if you do find it offensive, tell me what about it, so that I can explain you my, you know, my side of the story and why I'm doing the skit.
yeah, oh yeah,
One of the skits that I got, I don't want to say backlash, but people didn't understand. People, a lot of people, when they saw the skit and they didn't know me, they were like, kill that guy. He's not one of us. Was the one that was the one that I did for the whole COVID thing. And it was a skit that pretty much went viral on Facebook. It was a huge skit on Facebook. It was big on Instagram, but it just went crazy on Facebook because, you know, people tend to share more political things or thoughts and opinions on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah, of course.
You know, so that was a platform for that. And that one, you know, because I was like, I want freedom, quiero libertad, and all that shit. And people were like, boo, this man, he's a Trump supporter. And I was like, and then some people were like, yo, you guys don't get it. He's making fun of those people. And again, some people got it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, I don't care because what I got of you is a reaction, whether it's a negative or positive.
Yeah.
And if you can't sleep at night because of my skit.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't help you. It is what it is. You know, I did my job. I got a reaction out of you. Whether you hate me or you love me, I got a reaction out of you. And I think that's what social media is.
Yeah, man. I'm going to fix my lighting. Luis, you got something for Concrete.
Yeah. So, you know, like I've been watching you. So I started following you like through Michael Barbaro and El Gordo Mamon, and I actually started seeing you. I follow Frankie J and Baby Bash. Like I always used to listen to them some way back. I'm like, man, like seeing this guy somewhere else. I'm like, you know what? Through Michael Barbaro's page and all that, I started looking at your stuff. I'm like, shit, this guy is funny. And then I started looking at your work. I'm like, damn, this guy is like, he has amazing work, like badass cinematographer. So, you know, like much love, man. Like,
thank you.
You know, I see all your detail work, and man, it's like,
yeah, I mean, it's all in detail. Like, it doesn't matter how you shoot it, what you shoot it with. It's all in the message you're trying to convey. You know, what I try to tell people is like, you know, even when the artists come at me and they're like, yo, I gotta shoot my video on a red cam, and I'm like, okay, why do you want to shoot your video on the red cam? What is the sole purpose of you shooting on the red cam? Are you going to television? Are you going to Netflix? Because if you're not, then you're just wasting money. I would suggest you shoot it on something that's more affordable and feasible, where you're still going to get high resolution, and now just get more creative with the money that you're going to save on using a red cam for a day. You can get more props, or get a model, or get a car, or a better location.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, like, you know, I at the same time, like, I try to teach people, and you know, I mean, I know it's a business out here, and I can easily just be like, yeah, shoot everything on a red cam. It's going to go into my pockets anyways, right? But I think I'd be doing a disservice to my community if I didn't explain to these artists how to manage their money when trying to become an artist and trying to blow up, you know? At least like that, they can never say I took them. They can never say I took advantage of them. They can never say I did it for the money. You know, all they can say is, hey, this guy helped me, and he did it for the cause, and he did it to better me as a person, not just as an artist.
Yeah. When you say that, like how exactly what you just said right now, is that's a quality that I think a lot of people could be born with or given as they grow up, you know, in their development. That's a true quality. Unfortunately, some people, I mean, you've had a great deal of success, and we see you as, we feel like you haven't even got started yet, you know what I mean? And
I hope not. Yeah,
you're already getting it in. But these qualities that you have, like of everything you just spoke of right now, like where does that come from? Is that something that you were just kind of the way you were raised, or is that you personally, or is it because you can see hungry artists and you can see what they want to do, and you know you're starting to know what it takes, you know what I mean, to get
yeah. I think it's a mixture of like both. I think it's a mixture of how I was raised and being practical with things, and, you know, using with what, you know, working with what you got, whether it was a piece of bread and frijoles for dinner, or it was a piece of carne and everybody got a little piece, you know. So my thing is, it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of my upbringing, and then it's a mixture of me being an artist. When I was an artist, when I was rapping, when I used to open up for Bash, when I was trying to get music videos, when I was trying to get on the radio. Fortunately for me, I did get on the radio, Fairly Fell, out in Power 106 right here in Los Angeles, arguably one of the biggest stations at the time, played my record when I was just 20 years old, you know. At the time, it was kind of happening kind of too fast for me. Unfortunately, in 2009, I lost my best friend. I did an overdose. He was my manager, my mentor, my best friend, my brother. And so once he passed away, it was kind of like, all right, cool. I kind of saw the industry for what it was, and I was like, all right, this shit is a big facade. This is not a game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fun, but it's not a game. And if you play it as a game, it's gonna eat you alive, and it's gonna take all your quarters. You know what I'm saying? So what you want to do is pace yourself. And you know what I try to tell artists, because I was an artist, I try to tell artists, just pace yourself. You know, if you're in your if you're in your late teens, early 20s, give yourself 10 years to become that artist. You know, I try to tell artists all the time, like, I know artists that have great music, man.
Yeah.
And they have great fucking videos. They've spent thousands of dollars on videos, but then you go to their YouTube and they only have about 1,000 views, or
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and so their money just went down the drain because they're not generating the views to generate the money, right? So what I try to tell artists is that in order for you to become that person, especially nowadays, when the music is good, the videos are good, the look of the artist is good, but nothing's happening. You got to see beyond that, right? And usually what happens is that they're not connecting with the people somehow. There's relatability. They can't relate to you as a person yet because either you're not giving them enough or they just don't relate to you. And unfortunately, not everybody's gonna have that it factor that other artists do, right? Yeah. And some artists make a hit and they get a hit and they're out of here. By the grace of God, some people have hits and some people just make one. Some people make several, you know. But what I try to tell people is you got to build your foundation with your fan base. Communicate with them. If you post up a picture and you get 3 comments, reply to those 3 comments. Show them you're there. Show them you care. Show them that you have 3 minutes of your time to give to them. And once you start building that rapport with your fan base, right, you can do a video for $100. They're gonna go click it. Why? Not because they like the video, because they like you as a person now.
Yeah.
They've invested time into you because now they like you. They like Concrete. They like, Luis. They like Michael.
Yeah.
Michael and they like Luis. You could sell them anything. You could sell them a beat farting. It doesn't matter. They'll love it because it's coming from you. So that's what I try to tell artists now is just build a relationship with your fans. Who are you targeting? Target your fans. Talk to them. Engage with them. I go back to, social media is just like going out to, it's like, like if you're a single guy and you want to meet people, you want to meet girls, you go out to a bar, right? You go out to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances of you meeting a girl at the bar if you're sitting on the wall?
Yeah.
That's not the way it's going to happen, bro. You got to go out there and mingle. You got to, hey, what's up? How you doing? My name's Concrete. Yeah. How you doing? Oh, sweetheart, can I buy you a drink? Right? You start engaging with people. It's the same thing on social media. You have to engage with people. You just can't sit there on social media and be like, I'm waiting for all my fans to come and say hi to me. Like, that's not the way it works. There's 8 billion people in this world, and half of them have social media. So you're going to get lost in the sand very quickly if you don't start getting out there and talking to these people, engaging with them physically. Like how you said, like, man, thank you for responding to my DM. Dude, I don't respond to every DM, but if you come at it correctly and you come at me in a professional manner, you got my attention. That's the first battle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And anything. And, when a guy's trying to meet a girl, if you say, hey, girl, come on. Be like, yeah. But if you come at it correctly, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? You look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You got a better chance. You got a better chance. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Nah,
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to come correct, and that's the way social media is, man. You got to treat people with respect, especially the people. Again, if you get 5 people that comment, reply to every comment, man. Like it, reply to it, even twice if you can. You know what I'm saying?
Man, secrets to social media, man. I think you gave us about $10,000 worth of advice right now, man. In the past 5 minutes, man. That's big. That's really big, but that's super true. What you're saying is, if you can't deliver it, I mean, you look at every successful, like for instance, you take an artist like Tupac, and what he's doing is just almost turning the same kind of rap around over and over, but reinventing. And like you said, unless you can reach the people, unless you can get them, give them a section of your pure self every time.
You know why people love Tupac? Because people would go see his interviews and be like, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's sane. He's for the people. I'm gonna go buy his CD. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch his movie. I'm gonna go. That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
make them fall in love with you as a person. Once you have them as a person, once they love who you are, bro, after that, sky's the limit. They'll buy the t-shirt, the button, the pillowcase, whatever you want to sell them, they'll buy it. And it's not just about like consumption, right? Like they'll buy anything. But what I'm saying is that you have their attention. Once you have their attention, bro, then you can feed them anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that just goes back to like natural programming and how we as a society work.
Yeah. How
Right?
we are people. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just as a society. That's why we have commercials. That's why they put videos before the video on YouTube, because now once you click, they got your attention. You know what I'm saying? So now they're gonna push whatever they want on you up until it's time to watch the actual video you're there for. You know?
Yeah.
So you gotta take those same little details that they use and use it on our level with a smaller consumption of people. But if you can get 10 people this week, okay, cool. And for 20 next week, and then 40 next week, and then so forth and so on, you know?
Yeah, man. Especially the vulnerability, man. Like I noticed that big too, you know, the more, and it's tough sometimes to open up, you know what I mean, to a social media audience, you know what I mean? But I'm sure you know as well as I do that sometimes you just kind of have to, you know,
Yeah,
sometimes.
well, I mean, no, definitely. I mean, like you have to. I mean, especially like, you know, especially if you're trying to become, you know, that social media person, or you're, you know, to me, like to me, the skits became more a way to promote myself as a director and as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
writer. You know, if I happen to be a big comedian act one day, that'll be awesome. If not, it doesn't matter. Like I still feel that I have enough work to keep me going, right? Like
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's you know what I'm saying, but nonetheless, like, yeah, I mean, I'm shooting for the stars. I want to be the greatest comedian that ever lived. You know, I'm from the same city as George Lopez, San Fernando. You know, so, you know, like when he hit me, it was so funny because I did a skit and it was where the cop rolls up and I'm waving a gun, and that was one of the skits that went viral. So I think that was like the first one that went viral, and people were like, "Yo, was that real? Whatever." And then I see a DM and it says George Lopez, and I'm like, "Nah, this."
Wait a
This has,
minute.
this has. I was like, this has to be a fake page.
Yeah.
To be a fake page, and I'm looking at it, and I go back, and I'm like, nah, it's really his page.
Yeah.
and then it's like, hey, dude, I'm watching you. I'm a big fan. Don't let me down. I was
Oh,
like, I won't
man.
let you down, man. I won't
Yeah.
let you down, bro. You know,
That's pressure.
and this is a king. You know, this is a king of comedy telling me that I'm funny and that to not let him down. Like, bro, like, are you kidding me? Like, you know, that's, you know, and then Felipe Esparza too. Like, I just met him recently. He was like, so he walks in and he's like, hey, you're that funny guy. And I'm like, no, you're the funny. What do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy to me, bro. I didn't understand it. I was like, what? And then, you know, just the other day it happened again. I was shooting a video for my boy YB, and it was going to be YB and Andy Ruiz. You know, and I'm not going to say former because he's always going to be the people's champ. You know, Andy Ruiz, the first Mexican world champion, you know, heavyweight.
Okay.
So we go to his house and we're shooting, and I'm walking in again. It's like this huge mansion. There's just cars and just amazing $300,000 cars just sitting in the driveway in this huge house. And I'm walking in there with my little backpack, and he's like, hey, what's up? Hey, you're that funny guy. And I'm like, heavyweight champion of the world. What do you mean? You know, it's like, bro, that's like freaking Tyson telling, like, you know, 10 years ago, like 20 years ago, telling me you're that funny guy. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, I am. But you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, I follow you, man. Your stuff is funny, man. Like, I like your stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like, all right.
Yeah, man. I mean,
It's
that's
humbling in a way, you know? Like, it's weird, man. Like, it's weird, you know? Like when people
yeah.
recognize you and they'll tell you, like, hey, man, like, you really got me through the day. And it's like, it feels good, man.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the best feelings in the world, man, is when you sit back or you read a comment or you get a DM and you know that somebody was having a bad day, or you know somebody's just in the dumps, or like you said a few years back when you were at probably at one of the lowest points of your life, you know,
Yeah.
and how you just doing what you like to do with some kind of plan, how you could actually turn that around for somebody. That's got to.
Yeah, dude. That's been the biggest reward. I haven't, I probably spend more money than I make money on social media off my skits. In fact, I don't really make money off of social media. So I spend a lot more money and time than anything doing my skits, because
Yeah.
I come up with props, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the biggest reward, man. Like if I never make a dime or nobody ever cuts a check for me and says, hey, let's make a movie. People DMing me saying, hey, dude, I'm, I was like, I got one like 2 weeks ago, dude, and it was like, hey, dude, I have a family. I just lost my job because due to COVID. He's like, I'm in the search for for a job right now, and just sitting here with my wife and my kids, and we're watching your skits, bro, and when we're laughing and we're having a good time. And he's like, he's like, man, like depression's gone for today for sure. And that touched me, dude. It really touched me because I was like, man, here's this guy with his family and his kids, and he just lost his job due to COVID. He doesn't know where his next paycheck's gonna come, but yet somehow he found the time to play some skits and lift up his spirits. And like that means a lot to me, man. That really means a lot that I was able to help, because in other cases, man, you'll hear about horrific stories where like this husband kills his whole family because they didn't have no more financial stability and he couldn't handle it mentally.
Yeah.
And how many stories have we heard about that happening, So when I hear about a father or a mother hitting me up and like, yo, man, you really helped me, and like that's all I could ever ask for. Anything else is sprinkles on the ice cream, I'll take it. But if that's all I ever get is just gratitude and just people to say thank you, you helped me, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's gotta be one hell of a feeling, man, to get a message like that,
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy because it's like to go from like essentially a nobody, right? Because I've been shooting for stars and I've been knowing Bash and I've been knowing all these guys, and now they're really good friends of mine. And so it's like it's like nobody ever knew my name, so it wasn't like mattered, But now that people know my name, they'll recognize me. It's like, okay, cool. This is cool. It's getting real,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I enjoy it, man. It's fun. I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah, and it's not just regular people recognizing you, man. You got some big heads recognizing you.
Yeah.
So what I ask you, how did you end up doing all these videos with all these like Baby Bash and what is it called, Chicky Rivera and Danny Trejo and all that, like Frankie J?
So it's been through like mutual like relationships that I've had. Like I've known Bash for, man, I was opening up for Bash in 2008, 2007.
Oh, wow.
This is when I was a rapper. So it's like he always knew that I existed. Like it wasn't until maybe 2013, 14 that he found out that I was directing videos.
Oh, okay.
So, and then he was like, yo, man, you're directing videos. Yeah, man, let's do something, But even before I met Bash, like I was already shooting. Like I used to work for a company called Hyperhouse, and they were like a sub company from like Rock Nation and Tidal. So, I got the chance to spend like 6 days on the island with Yandel. I was like interviewing him for a piece that they did. I spent 5 days on the cruise ship with the Marleys. I was able to go to Jamaica with them. I was already traveling Mexico with Sagan, traveling the world with him, Europe, South America. So I was already working with artists that were essentially kind of bubbling, and then just all of a sudden it's like I started working here in the States more, I started working here more because I was working all over the world before I started working a lot more here. I was traveling a lot.
Really? Wow.
And so then once they kind of had a hold of me, then it was like, hey, man, I like your videos, and then boom, it's like one thing led to another.
I just have one more question. Doing music myself, I gotta ask you. I know you used to do music back in a few years back.
Yeah.
All the wisdom and all the experiences and everything that you know now, and a hell of a story in the making. Because like I said, I know you got you're going big places. But have you ever considered getting back into the music game at all as a solo artist?
Yeah, I mean, look, man. One thing about music is that music is my passion. I have it tattooed on my arm. I love music with a passion. That was, that was my second love. My first love was acting as a kid, and then once my parents found out how expensive it was for me to become an actor, to get acting classes and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
pictures, it was like that dream went out the window really quick.
Real quick. Oh yeah.
you know, really quick.
That's a lot of
And
money.
the next one was music. It was like, okay, cool. I don't need much to record, or I don't need much to write raps, and hopefully one day find a studio. Luckily for me, I started rapping in an era where it became digital. So I remember the first little recorder I had was a CDRW recorder. So you would put in a CD and you would record your tracks over and over on that CDRW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then one of my buddies ended up giving me like a compact Presario, and he was like, "Yo, you can buy this thing called I forgot the name of the software." And he was like, "Dude, you can buy this software. You can record forever. You don't need." I was like, "What?" So then I coerced my dad into buying me a beat maker. He bought me the MPC 2000 XL. I was 16, and so music has always been a part of me. Do I want to be back in the music? Absolutely, man. I think about it every single day of my life.
Really?
I hear other
Wow.
I hear other rappers, and I'm like, just the competitive spirit in me. Look, I'm competitive if I'm playing checkers. I'm competitive if I'm playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
I'm competitive with my kids. If I'm playing anything, I'm competitive, right? If it's about competition, I'm there. I'm all in. So every time I hear other rappers, I'm like, oh, I could do better. I could do this. But
Yeah.
at the same time, rapping's a young man's sport, and I would really have to, again, step back away from being who I am as a person. And that was one of the things why I wanted to do comedy, right? Because comedy to me is who I am as a person on a daily basis. That's me. I'm always laughing. I'm always smiling. And with hip hop, when I was a rapper, it's like you kind of have to carry this persona, right?
You do.
I'm a rapper. I'm the hardest dude out here. And even though I can be that person, I can take it to that level, it's me on a daily basis. So it's like, if I can't be myself doing something anymore at this age in my life, I don't want to do it. If I have to put up a front, I don't want to do it. If I have to fake it till I make it, I don't want to do it. I just want to do what's right for me, what feels right, and what's genuine to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Comedy is genuine to me right now. I don't have to force it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I decide not to come back to music. That's really what stops me every day.
Got it.
The ability of freedom without having to put on this persona or this rap persona that I'm hard kind of deal. And it's like, I get it, man. It's a part of the game, but it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel that I'm better off making people laugh. You know what I'm saying at this point?
Yeah, man. That makes a lot of sense, man. That idea, what you're saying is you do got to carry a persona, man, and that's a big part of being successful as one. But you know what? That hit me pretty good too. I've never heard anybody say that it's a young man sport, dude. So
rapping's definitely a young man's sport, man. You got to be relevant. You got to dress and talk and walk the way that they're doing it now. And I would have to step on a time machine into the future. Like, I would have to revitalize everything that I do. I would have to, rejuvenate my career as a person. And I don't know if I have the miles in it no more, man. I don't know if I want to put in that work. I'd rather put in that work towards my comedy and like I've always, it's so funny, man. Like, I feel like what I've done in music has never been done before, even from guys from my area. I've had a song on the radio. I was the first one out of San Fernando since Richie Valens to have a song on the radio. I've done things that other people haven't done. I was one of the first Latinos to record with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was managed by Steve LaBelle. Me and Nipsey Hussle got signed to the same management deal in the same month back in 2008.
Wow.
I was there when Nipsey was. So it's like, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody else. The real people, the Steve LaBelles, the people in these positions know who I am as a rapper, and I don't need to prove it to anybody. And that's another reason why I'm like, I've been there. done it. I've done shows. I've opened up for Bash. I've opened up for DJ Quick. I've been at the House of Blues, at the Knitting Factory. I've been on nice stages. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So it's like, would I want to go back and relive it? Yeah, man, I would love to hear the people roar. At the same time, I love to hear people laugh. And I don't, you know, when people say like, yo, man, I watch the comedy with my kids. That's dope, because before people were like, oh man, I can't play your music around my kids.
Yeah.
Now I'm a household name because of people can watch my skits with their family, their mom, their grandpa. They can all relate to it. So I think it's a better option for me. Do I want to relate to everybody in the home, or do I just want the 13-year-old kid and maybe rapping about some shit that shouldn't be rapping about, or giving them guidance that I shouldn't be doing? You know what I'm saying? I think a lot goes in with them when it comes to rap, you know? My conscience doesn't sit well no more when I rap. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm rapping about love or like that. But, you know, I'm not in the streets no more like that. I don't hang on the blocks no more. So I feel like I'd be forcing it, you know? So if I was to rap, it would have to do something that would appeal to everybody. If I did go back, if tomorrow I woke up and I'm like, hey, I'm going to rap again. Cool. I'm going the LA Cool J route. I'm doing tracks for the girls.
Yeah.
I'm just rapping for the ladies. I'm gonna rap for the ladies. I'm doing LL Cool J all the way.
That's what's up, though, man.
You know, I'll rap to the girls. I'll take the Baby Bash route.
Hell yeah, Bash. Yep. Hell yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
I'll take the Bash. I'll take all these the Bash route, the MC Magic route, all those guys. I'm rapping to the girls.
Yeah, man.
We go back to on the rapping days. Like I used to record from a CD, like what's it called, like a sample song, instrumental, into a DJ thing, and then from there to a tape, and then try to put that one again to make a second voice. I'm like, damn.
It's a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess.
I didn't know about anything about multi-tracks. I bought this multi-track, and then we got this. Started working with Pro Tools like in the 2005. But yeah, now.
Yeah.
Now we got into the video stuff, but Mike still does it.
I remember the program. It's called Cubase. That was the first program.
Yeah, Cubase.
Because Pro Tools was way too expensive. It was like $800 at the time, and I was like, yo, that's way too expensive. I ended up just getting like some Cubase, and I got it on a PC, which ended up working out really well. You know?
Yeah, Cubase, man. That one.
Yeah. It was Cubase. I started with like a little Tascam roll-in recorder, and that one had like the CDRW and
Yeah.
You know what?
that was a mess.
Like that too.
You
had a roll-in. We had a roll-in, then it had a CDRW on the side.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you a really cool, fun story. This is when we had just recorded one of the songs, and one of our buddies was like, "Yo, do you guys know that Fernando Vargas is gonna fight next week?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Why don't we do a song so that he can come out with?" I know that he has a cell phone store off the 101 towards Ventura.
Really?
And me and my boy were like, "Dope! Let's record a song and let's fucking drive it out to him. We're gonna drive out the CD to him." So we record this song. Oh, amazing! We thought it was amazing song. It had the little like ring sounds, and it was all about like Fernando Vargas and winning. I was like, "Oh, dude, he's gonna love it, right?" So me and my buddy, we go to Guitar Center. We buy this expensive CD. It was like a gold CD where you print the master on it.
Okay.
And we start driving out to Ventura. We only had like $30, and like, just put on the gas tank. Let's go. So we drive off to Ventura from the valley, and we get there, and I seen a car. It was like a Jaguar that was sitting outside, and it said Feroz in the back, and I was like, "He's here. He's actually in the building." Man, dude, our faces lit up. Our faces just lit up, and so we go upstairs, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys, man? Welcome to my store." And I was like, "Fernando," I was like, "Dude, we came over here to give you our CD. We want to know if you can hear it, listen to it. We heard you have a record label, and we heard that you're looking for somebody for you to come out for your next fight." And he was like, "Oh, dude, amazing, guys. No, yeah, definitely, man. Give me the CD." So he took our CD. Dude, we were so happy, bro. And he's like, man, why don't you guys stay around? I'm on my way out, but I'm gonna take your CD and I'm gonna listen to it as soon as I get into the car. So we stay in his, so we stay like in his in his cell phone shop. And from the second floor, I can see him walking to his car.
Yeah.
See him walk to his car. And and I'm looking at my boy, and he's over there looking at cell phones, and I'm just like right there, like, wow, there goes Fernando Vargas. He's about to bump our CD. So he gets into his car, he turns it on, and I see the lights go on in the back, and I was like, man, he's about to bump our shit.
Yeah.
And I just see the window kind of like go down like a little bit like that. And I'm like, oh, there he goes. And then I just see a CD just go.
No way. No way.
And the CD and the CD falls on the ground.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? And my boy's like, what happened? And I'm like, nothing. Don't worry about it. I was like, you know what? Let's get out of here, man. He's like, what happened? And I was like, nothing. Let's just go home. And I remember the whole ride home, man, I was just quiet. And my boy was like, what's wrong, dude? Like, I thought you were happy. And I was like, he fucking threw the CD out the window. Now he was like, what? He was like, yeah, he threw the CD out the window. And I told my boy, and I was like, look, dog, that's going to be the last time that ever happens to us. That's never going to happen to us again. I was like, trust me, we will have a song on the radio.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I want to say fast forward 3 years down the line. Felly Fel plays my song on the radio. Fast forward 3 years later, I get a call. And it's Pete Salgado. Rest in peace, Pete Salgado. He's Jenny Rivera's ex-manager. He's managed a bunch of people. He calls me. He's like, hey, Concrete, I have a project for you. I said, what's that? He's like, I need you to come out to Las Vegas and I need you to shoot for Fernando Vargas. It's going to be his reality TV show. And I was like, Fernando, you say? Vargas, the boxer? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I'll be there. I was like, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I was like, I am. When is he? He's like, I'm there. So I get to Vegas and I'm like, and he's really cool. He doesn't remember me. I was a kid. I was 16. I was 16, 17.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, we went out to go eat afterwards, and so like, I mean, we're shooting there for like 4 or 5 days or whatever. And towards the end of the trip, we're eating at a restaurant, and I'm like, hey, Fernando. I said, hey, do you remember a kid back like in 2007, 2005, 2004? I was like, remember a kid that came to your store and that gave you a CD, a rap CD? He's like, yeah, I think I was like, yeah. I'm like, you had like a broken hand. He's like, I think so. And I was like, I was arrogant. He's like, I was arrogant. I didn't respect people. He's all like, and I'm not that person no more. And I was like, dude, that's the best thing you could have told me, bro. But at the same time, I want you to, I was like, you did something for me that helped me for the rest of my career, is to never take no for an answer.
Yeah.
I was like, you was the first door that closed, but look at now. I'm sitting here eating dinner with you and your family, working with you on something completely different. I just want you to know, bro, that this was meant to be. And I need you to understand that no matter what door you close, no matter how many people you cross people for a reason, and you meet people for a reason. And it's only up to us to find out how to be fruitful with that.
Yeah.
You got to find out, why do you meet people? And sometimes you won't figure it out then. Sometimes you'll figure it out in a year or in 2 years. But there's always a purpose on why we meet people. And I had to make sure I told them that. And I told them the story. And when I tell the story, people are like, oh, you're shitting on him. No, it's a story on how things can happen if you don't quit, if you just keep knocking and you just keep on pushing. And yeah, man, sure enough, man, now he follows me on social media. And every time I see him, he's like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Man. Wow.
So it worked out.
That's outrageous. That is
you know what I'm saying? So it's like 10 years later, man, I'm shooting his reality TV show. You know what I'm saying? So that was a cool story. I've always said that story, and people always like, that's crazy, dude, like that you ended up working with him, And same thing with Bash, man, to open up for him. And, I remember the first time I met Bash, we were just getting off the stage. I had a rock band. It was like a rap rock. And I had just got off the stage, and he was like, yo, whose band is that? I was like, oh, it's mine. My bad. He's like, hey man, you guys are dope. Hopefully one day I'll work with you guys. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, you guys want to come and chill in the back with us? And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm gathering up my friends to go chill with them. And by the time that he walked in, they stopped us and they were like, yo, who are you here with? And I was like, oh, Bash invited us. They're like, nah, buddy, you got to go to the other side. You know what I'm saying? And I told Bash that story too. I was like, dude, never leave me behind again.
Damn, man.
But it's honestly perseverance, man. Just keep going at it, bro. Just keep chipping away, you know? I mean, I can't, you know, if there's artists out there that want to know how the music industry works, I'll just tell them straight up, look, when you play darts, all right, you have 3 darts, the chances of you hitting a bullseye, you only have 3 chances to hit that bullseye, right? You got to treat those darts like you treat songs. The more darts you have, the more songs you have, the more chances you have at hitting that bullseye. If you're an artist, just keep recording. The right song, the right beat, the right lyrics will come. If you don't have it, you got to be real with yourself, right? But if not, you just keep pushing. One last thing I want to say, man, before you guys want to close it out or ask me another question.
Go ahead.
The reason I feel like I've been somewhat successful in my recent career in comedy is because I stopped following my passion and I started following my calling. You know, a lot of people chase their passion, and your passion might be music or it might be art or it might be whatever the case may be. But if it's not your calling, if it's not truly what you're here to do, it's going to be hard for you to be successful and happy at the same time. There's people that are successful, but they're not happy.
Yeah.
Because money money doesn't make you happy. What makes you happy is doing what you love. And if that makes you money, then more power to you. Chase your calling, don't chase your passion.
That's major, man.
Oh, thanks for
major.
advice.
Yeah.
I need that right there for my next post, man. Just that 30 seconds that you just laid down right now, man. Ding ding. Now you're talking about dings. I'd be like ding 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 ding. But
we have another channel called LC1 TV, and we actually every Wednesday we post like positivity. So Michael's always talking about something every Wednesday. So
yeah, man.
And,
that's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. You gotta be able to, you gotta be able to let go of what you think is for you and understand what you're here to do. And I think the world would be a better place if everybody just chased their calling as opposed to chasing the money or chasing what's instant gratification. So I mean, luckily for me, entertainment is my passion, so I'm able to be happy in most places. But what truly makes me happy is making people laugh, man. At the end of the day, I figured it out at this age. I figured it out, and I'm fine with it.
That's good. I'm starting to find my stuff too. I was like filming some stuff, like money wise, weddings and stuff. Like that's not like it's my passion, filming. But that's not my passion, so I stopped doing that. So now I trying to go to the route that we like doing, and you know what, man, it feels really good.
Yeah. I mean, like the money will come because people will see that you're putting in the effort and you're good at it, and you start putting in that extra work because this is what you really want to do. So once people see that, they're like, I'm gonna go with that guy. I am gonna go with Lee's. I am gonna go with Michael, because when I go with Michael, they're gonna give me them. They're going to go with you for that certain specific that they can't get with Concrete, that they can't get with Matt, with Michael Lozano, or they can't get with Matt Alonzo, or that they can't get with Jeff Echo. You know what I'm saying? People come to me because they get Concrete. And the moment you start doing you, people are going to come to you because they go to you. You don't go to Burger King and ask for a Big Mac.
That's right.
That's right. Burger King because you want that pinchy Whopper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you got to find something that people can only come for you. And once you find that little thing that nobody else has, sky's the limit.
It's on. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Hopefully, man, after all this COVID stuff, whatever, man. Like you're in the LA area, right?
I am in LA. Yeah, I'm in LA.
Maybe one day we can stop by and do a real interview. Like, this is like.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime, man. I got plenty of stories.
Yeah. No, man, but it'd be cool to it would be cool to actually get over there and basically the last 5 minutes of this discussion, which you've been able to shed some light on, going through it, getting there, finding it, executing, and acceptance. You know what I mean? That would be cool to actually do something like a nice sit down professional deal with you just speaking on that, man. That would be badass,
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime, man. You guys let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, man. As long as I'm available, we can make it happen. I'll be more than happy to.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you for
Luis, anything else from you, Luis, before we bounce out?
I think we're good, man. I just want to appreciate your time, man. Like, making some time for us and, giving us some knowledge, pumping us up.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. I'm glad I was able to do that, man. I'm
Thanks
glad.
for your comment, man. You keep us,
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. That's dope, man.
what you're doing, man.
I gotta say thank
Awesome.
you, man. Thank you, Concrete, for everything you had to say, especially with your best friend. I mean, I could totally relate to that. A few years back, I admitted an addiction to alcohol. So, and I had been that road very deep. I had a couple instances where I almost left too. And to hear that from you, man, that hits hard pretty good too. So
Yeah, nah, man. I think we all have our demons. You know what I'm saying? And I think once you accept your demons and you understand who you are, and you understand what your addictions and what your faults could be, as soon as even myself, man, I was in the industry. I'm in the industry. There's drugs all the time, and I have my own demons too. And I make sure that I stay away from it. Once I identified and I was like, that is my issue. I got to stay away from situations like that. You got to be a grown up and understand that. Don't put yourself in the position to fall victim to it. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand that, then you can start moving forward and becoming that person that you should be. You know what I'm saying? Without addiction. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, man. And I don't try to say I'm perfect because we all go through it. I'm still going through it. But I think what keeps me going is just making sure that we understand what our demons are and try to stay away from it.
nice, yeah, big time, man.
All right.
Well, I think it's about that time that we got some great, man. It was nice to get up close. We didn't think it was gonna be this good, man. We were like, okay, we'll ask him about the video, and we'll ask him about how he comes up with his comedy. Like we didn't know we were gonna get all the good stuff with you, man.
Yeah, and there's a lot of layers to the onion. You know what I'm saying? You could, I've been in this industry I've given damn near more than half my life to this industry, to just entertainment in general. That I have, if not personal knowledge, stories that I've heard from other people and success stories and failures that, I can help people now, not just myself, but help people not do the same things, and try to get to success faster. So I'm glad I was able to help, dude. And whenever we can do it again, man, sign me up. I'm in, man. I appreciate you guys for taking your time. Your time is just as valuable as mine, and I thank you guys for taking the time and doing this for me. And I apologize for being like 5 minutes late, man. That's not how I get down, but I really want to apologize for just you guys hanging in there, man. Your time is just as valuable as mine. We all got families, and I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. We appreciate everything, man. Appreciate you being here. This is Concrete right here, cinematographer, most of all, comedian.
Yeah.
You can follow him at Instagram. Well, you already know anyway, but I'm going to say it. Concrete Live, at Concrete Live on Instagram. You got the YouTubes. You got it all going on.
Yes,
we
sir.
want to thank everybody for watching this, checking it out. We thank Concrete for being here today. It was awesome having you, one of our best interviews to date. So we wish you the best with you and your family during this COVID and this time. We wish you the best of health and wellness, man, and mental health as well. We know that things are crazy, and most of all the kids, we realize that these kids I get in a selfish mode of like me, but man, these kids are just going through it just as bad as we are, and we wish you the best with your family and your children as well. And
Likewise, bro.
we hope to see you again. And this is Concrete, man, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, let's do it, guys. Thank you. Hey.